Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I hope you all are fine. Today, inshallah, we are going to start chapter 2, which is weather and climate. What is weather? What do you think? Okay, let's go on with the definition and then I'll explain. Weather is the climatic condition on any one day. It is very important to underline this one day because it will make you understand the actual concept of weather. Weather is actually in Urdu, it's the मौसम कह सकते हो आप इसको, ठीक है, और क्लाइमेट को भी आप मौसम ही कह सकते हो. बट देयर इज अ वेरी बिग डिफरेंस बिटवीन वेदर एंड क्लाइमेट. वेदर इज द क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन ऑन एनी वन डे. सो वेदर कैन बी डिफरेंट ऑन every day, right? Every day weather can be different, like there it can be sunny, it can be cloudy, it can be partly cloudy, partly sunny, it can be windy, it can be like snowy. There are a lot of weather conditions. You must have read about them in previous classes. So weather is actually the weather on one day. In desert there may be one day of showers, but this may be the only rain it gets during the year. So the weather even in a desert can be rainy on any one day, but that does not mean that throughout the year it is having rains. It means that only on that day it was rainy weather. Similarly, in here we live in Rawalpindi, so we do not have snowy weather, but once it can happen that we can have snow, but that will be just for one day. So that can be, it can be snowy for that just one particular day, right? But what usually happens in Rawalpindi, or what usually is the climate of Rawalpindi, that is the average of the weather conditions over a whole year. So this is one basic difference between weather and climate, that weather is the climatic condition on any one day and climate is the average weather condition over a whole year. This is the basic difference. In the Arctic region, during its short summer, there might be a few days when the temperature is quite high, but Arctic, you know about Arctic Ocean, it is in the north pole of the world, towards the north of the world, and it is very, very, very cold. So during its short, it has a very short summer, and even in that summer, they don't have high temperature just like we have it till above 40 degrees or till 50 degrees. They have like the maximum temperature which goes there during even the summer season, it's only like hardly 15 to 20. So there might be a few days when the temperature is quite high, but that does not explain the average weather condition in that area for the whole year. So climate, I've already told you that it is the average of the weather condition over a whole year. The desert, in spite of one day of showers, has a hot, dry climate. It has a hot and dry climate. So when you hear of this word desert, what comes to your mind is a very hot place which has a very high temperature, and it has a very dry climate as well, because of which we cannot grow a lot of vegetation over there. The Arctic region, despite a few days of sunshine, has a bitterly cold climate. So how is the climate in Arctic region? It has a bitterly cold climate. The temperature over there is usually in -40s. Can you imagine how cold it is over there? The climate of a country is very important. It decides what crops can be grown there and how the people live. Okay, how do people live in a country? It depends on the climate of that country. How can you explain this? See, if a country has a hot climate, definitely the people living over there, they'll have those houses in which they'll have false ceilings, and they'll have they'll whitewash their walls just to reduce the heat of the sun and to keep their houses cold. So they'll have certain measures, and they'll have particular clothing. They will not wear any jackets or any such warm clothing. They'll have like the very light stuff to wear, which will keep their bodies cool during the day. So the climate affects on the lives of the people, as well as the agriculture. How does it affects the agriculture? If, like, for example, they have given the example, there is no point in trying to grow rice on the dry cold plains of Central Asia, nor mangoes in northern Russia. What does that mean? That in the dry cold plains of Central Asia, there is what do we need for rice? Rice grows in a very humid place and it needs a lot of water. The crop needs a lot of water. So dry, cold plains of Central Asia, definitely they won't be supporting that growth of rice crop. Similarly, mangoes, what do mangoes need? Mangoes are the fruits of summer season. So they definitely need very hot temperature. So in northern Russia, obviously it's very cold, so mangoes will not grow there. Bananas will not grow in Siberia, nor cotton in northern Canada. So now you must have understood how the climate affects the agriculture of a country. Okay, what causes climates? What causes different climates? What causes different climates is temperature. It's the temperature. Okay, that causes different climates. And how come the temperature? Obviously it's very high in hot areas and it's very low in cold areas. So now the climate or the temperature, or it depends on different factors which we are going to study today, and one by one each factor I'm going to explain, and you have to listen to it very carefully. The first is distance from the equator. Distance from the equator. Okay, do you remember where equator is? Let me explain you with the help of this diagram that I've made for you. Okay, so this is the equator. This is the whole world. Okay, this is the globe which shows the whole world. Here it's the North Pole and here it's the South Pole. In the middle, this middle line is called equator. This middle line of the two poles, between the two poles, is called equator. So how is the climate in these regions? In the North Pole, it's very cold because we have Arctic Ocean. All right. In the South Pole, it's again very cold because here we have Antarctica, and that is also a very cold place. So now what is left on equator? Those countries which lie in the middle line or on the equator, they are hot. They are having hot climate. And which countries lie there? On the equator, we have some countries of the continent South America. Then we have a lot of countries of the continent Africa. Then we have some countries of the continent Asia. Right? So all these countries of these continents, because they are lying on the equator, they have hot climate. So the more near you are towards the climate, the more hot the temperature would be. So it says normally the closer we are to the equator, the warmer and wetter it will be. At the north or south poles, it will be bitterly cold. So now I think you must have understood this because I have shown you the diagram. Okay. Altitude. Altitude is actually the height of a place above sea level. The higher we are, the colder it is. And this is very easy to understand because you must have visited the hilly areas, the mountains of like Murray and Nathia Gully. So even in summer season, these areas are not very hot and they have a very pleasant weather. And sometimes even there is snowfall there, and it's very cloudy and foggy there. So people in summer season, they visit such hilly areas just because they want to have some to enjoy the pleasant weather there. So the higher we are, the colder it is. Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay, Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't think you have heard this name before. It is 5,200 meters high. It is 5,200 meters high and is almost right on the equator. Yet its top is covered with snow all year round. Less than 100 kilometers away on the plain at about sea level, the average temperature all year round is about 30 degrees. Okay, why is that so? This is Mount Kilimanjaro. The top or the peak of this mountain is covered with snow throughout the year, but the lower portion of this mountain there is no snow here. And Kilimanjaro is situated near the border of Tanzania, near the border of Kenya in Tanzania, and it is like a little away from the equator. It is a little away from the equator. So I have told you that the closer you are to the equator, the hotter the climate is going to be. So what is the reason that its lower part is having very moderate or hot climate, whereas there is snow on the top all year round? What is the reason? The reason being the height of this mountain. The height is 5,200 meters. So this Mount Kilimanjaro, I want you all to search about it on internet as well. There are some very interesting facts about this mountain. Some of it I have written for you here as well. The highest peak in Africa. It is the highest peak in Africa, and I must tell you that it is the 4th or 5th highest peak of the world as well. Okay, single freestanding mountain. What is so special about this mountain is that it is a single freestanding mountain. Like if you see other mountains, if you search about them on internet, you'll find it out that those mountains are a part of big ranges of mountains. Like there is a series of mountains, and in between there is a high mountain which is like Mount Everest or K2 or all other mountains. But something which is very special about this is that it is not a part of any range. It is just one single mountain which is standing all by itself. So this is very strange about it. And it is on the equator. It is on the equator. So being on the equator, there should have been like the climate was very hot, but I told you because it is very high above the sea level, that is why the top part of it is always covered with snow. Okay, the third factor is proximity or nearness to the sea. The temperature of the oceans does not vary much from summer to winter. Usually the sea keeps places near the coast cooler in summer and milder in winter than those in the interior of large countries. Okay, nearness to the sea. A very prominent example we have in our country, that is Karachi. Karachi is situated near the Arabian Sea, and the climate there is not very hot and it's not very cold. Like throughout the year, it experiences mild weather, and there are not a lot of changes between the temperature of summer and winter seasons. So what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is that the reason is sea, right? The sea keeps places near the coast cooler in summer and milder in winter. So warmer in winter and cooler in summer. So that is why the temperature does not change a lot. There are not a lot of changes between the two temperatures. Here we have a table in which they have mentioned Karachi, Lahore and Siberia. Now in January, the temperature of Karachi is 18 degrees, Lahore is 12 degrees and Siberia is minus 40 degrees, obviously because it's the coldest place. And in July, the temperature in Karachi is 31.5 degrees, Lahore is 34 degrees and Siberia is 20 degrees. So can you observe the difference between the temperature? The difference for Karachi between summer and winter is 13.5 degrees, for Lahore it's 22 degrees, and for Siberia it's 60 degrees. Okay, now they have given us a question. Why do you think there is such a difference in summer and winter temperatures in Lahore and Siberia as compared to that in Karachi? The reason being that Karachi is near sea. Because it's near the sea, that is why the sea keeps the place cool in summer and warm in winter. So that is why the temperature difference between the two seasons is not that much. But as we see Lahore and Siberia, what is the reason why the temperature differences is bigger? It's for your convenience, I have written the answer over here. Lahore and Siberia are in the center of large land mass, and land heats much quickly. It heats and cools down much quickly than water. This is the reason why Lahore and Siberia, because they are not situated near the sea, they are in the middle of a huge landmass. There is a lot of land around these areas. So land actually, it is land cools down and it heats up much more quickly than water, and that is why in summer it's very hot and in winter it's very cold. Both the temperatures are extreme, and especially in Siberia you can see it's -40 in January and in July it's 20 degrees. So these are two different temperatures, so the difference in temperature is very high. All right, I think you must have understood this. Let's go to the next one, and this needs a little more explanation. This is ocean currents. What are ocean currents? Ocean currents are the waves that go on in oceans. All right, the waves, the big waves that go on, they start at one point in the oceans and they travel a long distance. They are called ocean currents. In some parts of the world, now before starting it, let me tell you that ocean currents are of two types. One is hot ocean current, the other is cold ocean current. And here they have given us an example from both the types. In some parts of the world, ocean currents also affect temperature. What affects temperature? Temperature is definitely, it is directly relevant to the climate. So what affects the temperature? It's the ocean current. Also, they also affect the temperature. How? The cold Humboldt current from the Antarctic sweeps up the west coast of South America, keeping countries like Peru, which is well within the tropics, quite cool. Lima, only 12 degrees south of the equator, has a temperature range of 16 to 22 degrees. All right, they have given us a comparison of two countries, Peru and Lima. In Lima, there is no ocean current, but Peru experiences ocean currents. And from where? From the Antarctic Ocean. From the Antarctic Ocean, the currents come to Peru and they keep it quite, because these are cold ocean currents, they keep this country quite cool. Although it is near the equator and there should be some hot climate over there, but because of those cold ocean currents, the temperature here is pleasant. It's not that hot. So see, with a cold ocean current, a country which had a hot climate, there the temperature is not that hot. So it has affected the climate of this country. All right. On the other hand, the Gulf Stream or the North Atlantic Drift, which comes from the warm Gulf of Mexico. Now they have given you example of hot ocean current. So warm Gulf of Mexico, the ocean current which is coming, it crosses the Atlantic Ocean to keep most of Europe's west. Here I have this world map. As you all know that there are 5 oceans in the world: Arctic, Pacific, Indian, Southern or Antarctic Ocean, and Atlantic Ocean, right? So now, as we have read in the book that the cold current starts from Antarctic. So as you all know that Antarctic is the coldest part. It's in the southern area of the world, and it's very cold there. It's icy cold here all the time. So the cold current that starts, the ocean current that starts from this ocean, it goes from here, and they have told us that towards the South Africa. So this is the continent South Africa, and they were talking about Peru. So Peru is here, and as you all know that this line shows the equator. This line shows equator or the middle of the world. So it goes, when it travels from this side towards the west coast of South America, the cold current, because it's near the equator, the climate here must be very hot, but when this cold current reaches here, it lowers the temperature here, and that is why it experiences very moderate weather, right? So this is the example of cold current. And the next was the Atlantic drift, the hot current that we call the Atlantic drift. Okay, where is this Atlantic Ocean? It's here. As you can see, we have this Atlantic Ocean here. This is Atlantic Ocean. So when it starts from the Gulf Stream, from the warm Gulf of Mexico, from the warm Gulf of Mexico, here it's the Mexico, right? This is Atlantic Ocean. So when the ocean current starts from here, it is warm, and when it reaches these parts of Europe, these countries of Europe, it higher the temperature here, right? These are like cold areas. Most of the time we experience cold weather here, but because of the hot ocean current, when it reaches here, it higher the temperature, and then that is why the weather becomes pleasant, or the temperature becomes moderate. I hope you must have understood ocean currents with that. You should have this world map with you at home so that you can understand how these ocean currents travel from one side to the other, and how they change the temperature of different countries of the world.